How is everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody had a great evening. Hope everybody had a good day today. And they let us out of school early today. And I thought I would come by and talk about is college still worth it? Is it still worth going to college in 2024? Trying to do my back end real quick. Is college still worth it in 2024? And this is what I would want to ask a person right here.
Blade, ready to die.
Do you want to dominate in the corporate space, or do you just want to be in a comfortable zone, like a regular zone in the corporate space? Based on my experience, and you talking from about a person that didn't work just about every kind of job, then moved into a career, worked without a degree for a long time until I got an associate's degree. Now I'm working on my bachelor's degree, but I got my associate's degree and I stopped. I should have went and got the four, but I had stopped. Why? I don't know. Probably just life. Just just got married and kids and stuff like that. But what I will say to anybody, especially if you my younger people out there, um, let me know in the comments if I think about making a video just talking about the steps that you need to take to think about. Because sometimes you could think about it, but sometimes you need to write it down. Like I got on the board back here. I was talking about the IT video. But I think if you take the proper steps before you start getting signed up for college, before you go to a trade or any vocation, if you take the steps to really write down and write a plan and stick to it, I think you'll be good. The earlier you can get it done, the better. Like I said, I'm speaking from experience. I'm not telling you what somebody told me. I'm just telling you as a person who didn't do any post education in his 20s, maybe to my late 20s, like around 27, I think, something like that. I think I was like around 27, 26, 27, something like that. But if you can get it done earlier than that, I would advise you, even if you go get a CDL, the earlier you can start working on that and get done, the better. Apprenticeship, because it take you 4 years, I think, to do the apprenticeship and learn at the same time. And yes, I got a comment said college is worth it in my opinion. Shows how disciplined you are. Thanks for the comment, Timothy. It does show how disciplined you are, and if you pick the right field, in my opinion, if you pick the right field, you'll be straight. I'll give you one better. If you go to college, get your 4 year degree, and then go get like some kind of specialized degree after that, like go into law, um, business administration. I used to think that a business administration degree was just something easy somebody do, but I think if you actually get in the right program, I'm changing my thoughts on that after talking to some people and advisors. I think people that go into those degrees um, don't have the other skills that you would need to really succeed after fulfilling the requirements for that degree, in my opinion, from what I see. Timothy, appreciate the comments, man. Appreciate you for watching too. I appreciate it, bro. Also, with networking, some form of education is often a requirement. Yes. Here's the thing, right? I was gonna say that he beat me to it. You want to always be in position. You want to always have yourself in position to make the next move. There were a lot of times in my life before I started going to school again for the 4-year degree. I was interviewing for some really nice jobs. I'm talking about like high end jobs, but I couldn't get through the door because I wasn't in position. I didn't have the education. That's the thing they will hark on. We really like you, man, but the education, you got to have at least a 4-year degree. I kept hearing it over and over and over and over. It's nothing worse than realizing that you can't get to where you're trying to go because you're out of position. You're not in the right position. You're not able to make that move because you don't got what's needed to make that move. So I would definitely recommend um, college, a vocation, anything other than just a high school diploma. Like I say, it's so many things you can do. You can go to school of nursing. Think the Hospital Baptist has a school you could go to. You can be a scrub tech. It's all kind of stuff you could do out there in the medical field, trades field. You could be a plumber. You could be an electrician. You can do all kind of stuff in that. They still building houses. They talking about the interest rate going up. People still building houses and real estate still booming. From what I'm seeing on Facebook, they still building subdivisions. Carpentry, like just doing the wood framing. It's people that that's all they do is wood framing, nail gun, wood, and maybe a screw gun and some chalk line. And you putting up houses, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there's more to it than that, but most of the time that's what you see, like nail guns, chalk line to, measure your stuff out, tape measure, stuff like that. Carpentry, you can do paint. Man, like I say, if you consistent and you understand, how to do it, you could just cut grass and make crazy money cutting grass. So, um, if you wasn't born rich and white, get an education, LOL, or learn a skilled trade. Yeah, man, that's real, man. If you're not born rich, you don't have that inside information, and I think that's why I try to make the content because I think sometimes we as a community, we don't have that information, or some people have the information but they hoard it. They don't really share it, or they don't know how to share it. They don't really know how to teach it. You know what I'm saying? So, because it's like a lot of times you'll see the CEO or somebody's family have a family business that's successful and they only promote within their family, which they have every right to because they own the business. But having somebody that you a pattern to model after makes a difference in not having nothing at all, just starting from scratch. Like having a recipe to cook biscuits from scratch versus don't have a recipe at all and trying to cook biscuits from scratch. Do you even know where to start? And that's the difference, you know what I'm saying? And what I was gonna say before Timothy hit the comments is like, if you do a specialized degree, whether MBA, whether in law, whether like a medical doctor, pharmacy or something like that, that's what we got to kind of get our kids to think about instead of just wanting to go the easy path or, saying they want to take a break after high school. You don't have time to take a break, especially now with inflation going up, everything's getting more expensive. Even houses are starting to go up. You don't have time to take a break. It's almost like when you saying you want to take a break, that's like saying, I don't want to get to the extra money. I don't want to get, to the financial success for a regular person. I'm not saying everybody gonna be a celebrity because that's not easy to get to. But there are regular people that you see every day that are successful, and they put a string of good decisions together, just like watching a football game. When you watch a football game, most of the time the team that wins has a string of good decisions that went together to help them win the game, in my opinion. So let me know in the comments though. Hit the like button if you come back and watch this later. Let me know what you think about this. But I do think a degree is worth it in 2024. Any post education is worth it, period. I mean, I'm gonna show you this article real quick that Okay, I think I get it. And it says the Bureau of Labor and Statistics had determined that there is a great divide between the earnings of college graduates and those who do not have a college education. Millennials who have earned a bachelor's degree have a median salary of about $77,920. Those who did not complete their 4 year bachelor's degree have a median salary of approximately $37,770 a year. So, reading this article, right? I think it's mydegreeguide.com. The reason why I wanted to show you this paragraph is that it says the median salary of a graduate is like 77,000, almost 78,000. I can tell you from experience, especially working in IT, is that there's a certain limit that you won't get past if you don't have the paperwork. I know um, having an associate's degree, you will get past that 37. You'll get past that 37 if you got the skill, the reliability, and the availability. You can get past the 37. You'll be past that. And when you get the bachelor's degree, you be like right at that 77 or past that. I'm just saying from working in IT, it may be different in other fields. And then when you get a specialized degree like law, you may get a law degree, you may get, a doc, especially a medical doctor. I mean, you can almost put a one in front of that 77. You got like 177. Once you get past residency and all that, a lawyer, once you pass to get the JD and pass the bar and start going in court cases and stuff. It and we have to teach our youth these things. Like regular jobs, you will never get past. It's a ceiling at a job. You'll never, like, if you work at a retail place and you're a cashier or you're an associate or whatever they call these positions now, you will never make more than the manager. Let's say if the manager of a retail store is making 50,000 as a manager, that's your ceiling in retail. Is that 50,000 that you will never make more than that manager. You would have to be a manager or above a manager to make more than what that manager's making at 50,000. That's your ceiling. Or it's not that many of them left, but they still are. Like working at a factory, you have to work so much overtime. You be working almost 18-hour days, sometimes longer than that. Yeah, you making the money, but you there so much. I mean, you there. It's only 24 hours in a day, but you're working 18 hours out the day. You really only got time to sleep and go back to work. And this is the question I want to have for you. What if you could make what you can make working overtime, but you only work office hours, 8 to 4, 9 to 5, and you're making that median salary of 77,000, and you working 9 to 5. You're not even working, a full time. I mean, you're not even working extra hours. Probably not even overtime because they don't want because it's a salary job. And people make the argument, salary versus hourly. Once you get to a certain level, it's not hourly no more unless you're a contractor or something like that. But if you work, I know in IT, once you get to a certain point, it's all salary at that point. And most of the time, unless it's just something crazy going on, you don't really work overtime either. And then if you got a company that got a good culture, usually they'll give you that time back. Let's say if you had to work 2 or 3 hours over because something happened, they'll probably let you take off early at the end of the week or something like that, or however y'all work it out. But that does happen. You know what I'm saying? So, but I can tell you that the average person, because I've been there, um, $50,000 plus $50,000 without a degree. It's not easy to get to. I mean, you really gotta have the relationships or the connections, or you really gotta have um, some kind of maybe job loyalty or some kind of program at the job that would kind of give you that boost. But the way things are going now, and the way it seems like they're asking for more and more things to give you to get those jobs that's over, $50,000 a year. I didn't even think that you could make that much money a year when I was young. I thought that was like crazy, but I thought you had to almost own your own business. But there are jobs that pay that much money. But I'm gonna say about probably 80% of those jobs they want you to have a bachelor's degree. There may be another, let's say 80% batch, 10% that want you to have an associate's degree. And then there's another 10%. Um, and we kind of see this a lot in the corporate world. I hate it. They taking away DEI, but it's like the good old boy system kind of jobs where it's kind of you know somebody that knows somebody, and they put in a word for you and you get the job. And the only trap that happens with those good old boy system jobs is that if you don't have your education, the minute if something happened, if it's time to move, you can't move because you're out of position because you didn't get your education. I've seen that happen many a times. And when things start getting turbulent, things start getting crazy, you almost got to stick it out because you got that position based on favor. But sometimes you have to, while the favor's in your advantage, to your advantage, you have to figure out how to maintain the advantage or how can you be prepared for the next move. And that's why I think, like I say, college degree is important for 2024. But let me know in the comments what you think. I think it is. Um, that's why I'm going now. But guess what? I'm going for IT, and I'm really strongly considering law school after that. I don't necessarily have to be a lawyer as I'm learning, but you can also be in leadership, like a CTO, executive positions. You could be on legal counsel. It's all kind of things. You don't have to just be in court. Doing court cases and stuff. It's many, and that's what we got to teach our youth. It's many positions, just like in real estate. There's many positions in real. Everybody don't have to be a real estate agent. It's other phases of real estate. Just doing excavation, teaching our kids how to use a bulldozer, how to use a excavator, and how to use a steamroller. Just how to do excavation, how to develop land. How to do concrete. You know what I'm saying? Do those things. Those are phases of real estate that people really don't you don't hear people talking about as much. You see a lot of people advertising real estate agent closing deals, but you don't see a lot of people advertising like excavation or tree cutting, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You don't see a lot of people really pushing that content out on that, but definitely something to think about. Let me see if I can find something else. So this is what I want to hit on real fast because I think, and it says, so the average annual earnings for college graduates are about 20,000 more than those who did not earn a bachelor's degree. An increase in salary of 20,000 per year seems like a worthy investment, provided College students do not take on too much student loan debt. So this is what I want to address. You hear people talk about student loan debt, student loan debt, student loan debt. But what I will say to that is, um, it are people who go into debt over credit cards. And what do you get from that? You buy stuff that you're probably not going to be using in the next 5 years, but you got debt. There are people that go into debt over cars. You buy this expensive car, but then you can't maintain it and it break down. Now it's just sitting in the yard, but you're still paying on the car. And the thing is, why wouldn't you invest in your education that can help you better yourself? And here's the thing, like I just talked about a few minutes ago. If you get a specialized degree after you get a bachelor's degree, whether it's a lawyer, JD, Juris Doctorate, whether it's a medical doctor, pharmacy, even when I'm taking a class, even though I'm not gonna get a master's degree, but they have a class called professional technical writing, where you're a technical writer for a company, an editor, something like that. It's a lot. It's a lot of jobs out there, little career fields that people really don't publicize or they don't know about. But it's out there though, and you don't just stop with the bachelor's degree. You become a lawyer, you get the JD or become like legal counsel. If you're not making six figures, you probably gonna be really knocking at the door. And if you're not living above your means, you could pay your student loans off in no time. But you got to invest in the right major though. Basket weaving for Norway in the 18th century, that ain't a degree that's gonna probably pay you, in the 70s, thousands or whatever. And people that saying they don't want to work a hard job, guess what? You get a bachelor or even a master's degree and work at the state, you probably gonna be way up there. I mean, and if you get a job working for the state with a master's degree and you making or a government job and you even though you won't be making as much as private, maybe like a $10,000-$20,000 difference, but if you're making 80 or 100,000 working at a state job, I mean, you're doing pretty good for the cost of living in Little Rock anywhere. I don't know what it is everywhere else, but you're doing pretty good. So I don't fall for the student loan debt. I got too much sense for that. And if you invest in the right career field, that won't be a problem. I think if you go to college just to say I went to college and then do something easy or something that kind of don't translate to the corporate world, then this may be a problem for you. You may be in student loan debt. So it's up to you. And then the thing is, you don't have to take out all the money when you do student loans. FAFSA, it lets you don't need all the money. And this is what I want to show you too while I'm here. Hold on, let me go back. I'm gonna show you something. It says education, which I don't think that's true. I guess it's doing the average across the nation, but that's actually a little bit higher now. With education, it says 48,000, but I think it's a little bit higher than that. Liberal arts, 50,000. I think that's a cap, but that's just my opinion. Um, if you can even tell me what liberal arts is, a degree is, I don't even know what that is. But that's one of them little areas you got to think about before you take on that major. Just get a degree just to say you got a bachelor's degree, I guess. Agriculture, 52,000. Communications, 54,000. Healthcare, 63,000. That'll be like health management or something like that, or MBA in health, public health, something like that. But it's all kind of stuff out there. Social sciences, 64,000. Business, that's a broad statement, but business, 65,000. Mathematics, $75,000. Computer and information technology, $85,000. I'm telling you, there are people that work in IT. They got their bachelor's degree and they put a bunch of they strung a lot of skills together. They kind of woven together, and you can easily find yourself making this. And it's not age. It's not an age cap on it either. You can be making this by the time you're 30 if you put a bunch of good decisions together and gain and work on your skills at the same time. Because there are people making this and they're not even in their mid 30s yet in IT. But like I said, you got to get that paperwork, you got to work on your skills, and you got to work on your communication, and then you got to have the right mindset. SECM, and talk about it all the time. And engineering is 93,000. Now, one thing I will say about where I work at, it's a lot of people that go they be in the EIT, the engineering department building. And that's probably a bulk of the students that I see sometimes go there in IT, but a bulk of them go to engineering though. Even with a job fair, most of the jobs at the job fair be engineering jobs. So, but let me know in the comments, do you think a degree is still worth it in 2024? Because I think it is. And if anybody say anything different, I'm going to ask you, what are you doing? You know, because some people get jobs because they know the person or they kind of connected through family connections or, friend connections, stuff like that. But if you don't have any connections at all, you're pretty much starting from the mud and you're trying to move your way up without a degree. It's going to be very hard. I mean, it's almost like you want to go to gladiator school pretty much. It's going to be very hard. I'm telling you from experience, like, before I got the degree, I was just working regular job. Matter of fact, before I finished up my degree, just got married to my wife, love you, babe, and working at the airport as a shuttle driver. Working on my associate's degree in computer information systems networking, like routers and switches and stuff. And I was able to get a job working at an ISP place before I even finished. Before I finished the associate degree, I think I had like one more semester left, something like that. No. Yeah, I had one more semester, a couple of more semesters. I did my English and stuff, core classes last, but got a job working there, and it was the best exposure that I could have had of working in IT because it showed me how much money that you could make if you really put your string a bunch of good decisions together and get some stuff done. And it was an awesome experience. And then, like I said, I'm gonna have to talk about this on my other channel. When I got into IT, I realized that it's even more money in it, but you have to pay your dues and you have to move up the ranks to get there. And you got to have that paperwork so you can be in position. So, because in IT, you have levels, like you got tiers. You got the level that's like I said, if you work in systems, you got the systems administrators. Then you have the manager, and then you have the associate director, and then you have the chancellor or the CTO, corporate technical officer, stuff like that. But to get to that CTO or vice director level, associate director level, you gotta have the bachelor's degree. I think to get to the CTO level, like the top level, like you're the head of the IT, I think you gotta have like a master's degree. Preferably, they probably want you to have a PhD. But and when you get to that level, you're not making, you're not at the median no more. You way over the median now. But you have put in the work. You've been in IT for probably 10 years plus, so you understand every department up under you, and you're making decisions for that department, whether you're meeting with vendors or how we're going to move forward with this situation. But I'm telling you, a degree is still worth it in 2024 But you have to determine what career is worth getting a degree in. That's the important part.
Blade. Ready to die.
If you don't determine that, what's gonna happen is that's how your interview is gonna go. So when you get your degree and you have the skill set, you got the mindset, and you got the education and the communication. What you tell them in the interview. You want all that. I don't want to hear nothing about. And a lot of times when you got everything, what people don't realize too, I've seen this happen in real life. They actually will come and recruit you. They'll come recruit you.
Am I right?
I've seen vice chancellors, I've seen CTOs. They'll work for a job, and the thing is, when you work for these companies, you at that level, they publicize everything that you do just about. And guess what? Other people see that. And another company will be like, hey, Mike's doing good things over there at the CTO. Let's bring him over here and help him and see if he can help us change our culture in IT. And guess what? They will reach out to you. You're not even looking for a job. They'll reach out to you, offer you a boatload of money. Now you got a choice to make. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm telling you that a degree is worth it. In 2024, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'm going to get ready and sign out, because if I don't, I'm going to keep talking. I could talk for hours about this. I just want to come and share some insight and say that a degree is worth it in 2024. And if you don't think so, let me know in the comments why you think it's not worth it in 2024. And I promise you I can tell you why it is. But I'm talking from my experience, a person who worked different jobs, but once I got into the career field of IT and worked my way up, I started to see more things started to come. And once you get enlightened, you either got a choice. You either can make the adjustments or you can stay where you at and you can deal with either result, however it comes. But what I will say is, please don't get so rigid in your thoughts that you hold yourself back and blind yourself based on your arrogance or your being rigid.
Am I right?
So with that being said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let us know in the comments like the show. And I am signing out. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you later.